Welcome again to Joe Stunner Boxing. I hope you're having a good week. Manny Pacquiao, you will remember very recently, got a draw with Mario Barrios for the WBC welterweight title. This was a comeback fight for Pacquiao, who is now 47. Barrios is a good fighter, but not an elite fighter. But he had the belt. So the WBC, in their always finite wisdom, decided Pacquiao can have a shot at the title. I always thought it was sort of winnable, but I thought Barrios would... My prediction was Barrios would win on points quite widely or quite comfortably. In actual fact, it was a draw, and a lot of people, myself included, thought that even though I didn't think it was a robbery, I thought Pacquiao may well have nicked it. You can certainly make a case for him nicking it. I thought Barrios did some good work, but yeah, Pacquiao won more rounds for me anyway. And it was kind of surreal seeing Pacquiao, in a world title fight after retiring. And what can we say? I mean, he looked good. He did look good. And again, Barrios is not an elite welterweight. He's good. You can even argue that he's very good because he does get the job done, and he's got some good wins on his record, but you would have thought he'd be able to, box his way, fight his way to a victory, a clear points victory over a 47-year-old, albeit an all-time great. No, not a bit of it. And the draw, especially as people thought, well, Manny should have had that verdict, the draw has again put Pacquiao in the shop window in terms of further world title shots. And the person that he's eyeing up now, and the person that they are negotiating with apparently, is none other than the WBA champion, Rolly Romero, who everybody and his dog says is a totally beatable fighter, yet who keeps, despite some poor performances and being stopped a couple of times and being written off, he still keeps coming back. I actually quite like Rolly, and I don't think he's as bad as people make out. I think he's a half-decent fighter. I think Rolly versus Barrios, who would you pick in that? The welterweights, now that Boots has left, the division is there to be taken hold of. And I think Brian Norman Jr. is the best of the remaining ones. He's going to fight Devin Haney. That's a winnable fight for Haney, certainly, but he'll have to be a damn sight better than he was in his last fight, where he looked absolutely terrible against Ramirez. But Rolly, Barrios, these are sort of, I would say, B- level fighters who they've got belts because, the division has gone into a bit of a lull. But you've got to hand it to Rolly. I mean, he won his belt from Ryan Garcia. Garcia didn't even bother turning up for that fight. It was terrible, insipid performance by Garcia, who seems to fight better when he's either juicing or in the middle of chaos. When he gets his head straight, he looks extremely ordinary and totally disinterested. So Rolly's got the belt, right? And Pacquiao and his team are heavily into heavy negotiations for that fight. And according to Pacquiao, who informed the Filipino media that they are very close to striking a deal. Okay, now, he was out for 4 years before the Barrios fight, and you've got to ask yourself, okay, the Barrios fight, is that a case of flattering to deceive? I mean, again, I thought he had a pretty decent chance in that fight, but I was surprised at how well he performed. So they do say that all great old or older fighters have one last great performance in them. I wonder if that was Pacquiao's. But it looks like he will get a chance to fight Rolly Romero. And Pacquiao's advisor, a guy called Sean Gibbons, he said, I don't see why Pacquiao should fight Barrios again. He said, there's Rolly Romero, Tank Davis. Why do it again with Barrios? Well, it was a draw, but again, most people think Pacquiao edged it or won it. Some people think he won clearly. Gibbons says Mario Barrios doesn't draw anything and brings nothing to the table but the belt. Well, okay, but that belt is a pretty valuable little trinket to have. What does Rolly Romero bring to the table? I mean, he's got a very good win over Garcia, fair enough, but they're after him because he's got the belt and they see him as an easy touch. And Gibbons says, Rolly Romero would be an unbelievably fun fight and one hell of a promotion. Yeah, I get it, because Rolly's a character, isn't he? And yeah, you know, he trash talks sometimes, and he's kind of like your dopey cousin, isn't he? But I do find Rolly quite entertaining, and also he is one of those fighters. When he gets in the ring, you're thinking, is he going to get knocked out or is he going to knock someone out? Because he isn't as bad as people say. He's not brilliant, but he's not as bad as people say. And when he was spoken to, Rolly, he said, "A Hall of Famer on my resume. Who wouldn't want that?" Well, of course, yeah, you're gonna go for it, aren't you? Don't matter if Pacquiao's 67 or 77. Yeah, I'll fight him. I mean, look at Jake Paul with that obscene farce against Mike Tyson. It sold, whether you or I like it or not. It sold. But Rolly's saying that's the easiest way to the Hall of Fame, right? I beat Pacquiao. Oh, okay. So, I mean, if Pacquiao was to win, he would be the second oldest world champion of all time behind Bernard Hopkins. And can he do it? Yeah, he can do it. Yeah, he can do it. Rolly's a fun fighter, but he's not brilliant and he's not infallible. So I see this as being a good fight. Pacquiao, actually, I said he's 47. He won't be 47 until the end of the year. I think he is. His birthday is sort of mid-December, sometime like that. So he'll turn 47 then. Whereas Rolly himself turns 30 this month. So he's just about old enough to be, or young enough to be Pacquiao's son, isn't he? But Rolly's as good as he's going to get. Is Pacquiao anywhere near as good as he once was? No. But when you're that high in terms of talent and achievements, even if you come down several pegs, you still might have too much from most people. And I think that's probably the way it's gone. Pacquiao has looked at this division and thought there are gaps here, and I can still perform well enough to win a few belts. But wouldn't it be amazing if he, after 4 years out, he came back, got a draw with one champion, and then beat Rolly and picked up a belt? Maybe he could then have a unification with Barrios, a rematch. It's amazing, really. But anyway, what do you think? Comments below, and please, if you like this video, hit the like button and spread the word about Joe Stunner Boxing. Subscribe if you're new. It takes a second, costs you nothing, and it's always appreciated. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know what you think, and bye for now.